Friday, July 9, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Fon Quinter, welcoming you to the morning edition of Prime Flash, coming to you live from the studios of My Media Prime Television here in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. Begin this morning in the Central region, where 3 young men are currently under custody, accused of having raped an 85-year-old woman who succumbed to the act. The population of Ombesa is yet to come to terms with the incident that happened in their community recently, where a vulnerable 85-year-old woman was reportedly gang raped by 3 men in her farm, and she died after the incident. Following the act, search operation was launched to arrest perpetrators, and few days later, 3 young men were arrested and are currently under custody. Now, the Fon of Bafoukom in the northwest region of Cameroon, kidnapped by armed men few weeks ago, has been reportedly murdered and his body dropped at about 8 a.m. Thursday, July 8. Reports say armed men entered his palace at about 8 p.m. on June 2, 2021 and took him away. Now, the Public Independent Conciliator of the Northwest Region, Simon Fai Thamfu, yesterday took the oath of office during a solemn ceremony at the Court of Appeal, officiated by Justice Sakem Gale, Vice President of the Court of Appeal. He is charged with the responsibility to amicably settle disputes between users of regional and local councils for the next 6 years. Now, a group of unsatisfied teachers took to the regional delegation of basic education in Douala, demanding for their payment after going through a successful marking of the first school living certificate examinations. Details in the following report with Nora Kakebi.
These are disgruntled teachers who stormed the regional delegation of basic education at Bonanjo Douala on July 7, 2021. The teachers, after marking the first school living certificate examinations, have not received their payments, and this has pushed them to go the extra mile to demand their rightful benefits. They decry the fact that the amount of money they are entitled to after marking the scripts is being reduced each year while the workload is demanding.
We have come to realize that every year the money for marking is going down and going down, going down. I'm saying it with a very heavy heart, and this TV station just met me on the way. I was interviewing me. Because last year we marked more scripts, more people, and they pay 27 times. But this year, the people are few, the scripts have added, and they have paid 23,850.
The teachers say despite the ongoing armed conflict in some parts of the country, where teachers have repeatedly come under attacks and brutal killings, teaching still remains a noble profession, as the teachers continuously make sacrifices, imparting knowledge in order to build a better society. They therefore expect the government to ameliorate their situation as teachers.
We are teachers, and I believe that we are doing a noble profession. If it is a noble profession, then I believe that they should really respect our profession. We are not happy. We are not happy at all. So, actually, we want the government to do something about it.
The unhappy teachers complain that with the very insignificant pay package they get as teachers, the very least they expect is to receive their complete payment at the end of the marking exercise to help them meet up with their daily upkeep and family responsibilities. But sadly, this is not the case, as the teachers go back home almost empty-handed after the marking exercise.
Now, deliberations of the June 2021 plenary session of the lower and upper house of parliament have come to an end with the adoption of Sarah bills. In the following report, Nolinga gives us an update of how the 30 days unfolded.
For the past 30 days, both members of the upper and lower houses of parliament have been effective in exercising their constitutional mission by adopting bills and scrutinizing government's actions. At the upper house, 7 bills in total have been adopted, with particular interest on the ramification of the treaty establishing the African Medicine Agency, giving Senate President Marcel Nyat-Ndifenji the floor to mention the COVID-19 situation of Cameroon during this closing ceremony by reminding Cameroonians of the importance means of getting vaccinated with the COVID-19 vaccines. Talking about the country's external debts, Senate President Marcel also urged Cameroonians to remain subtle with the assurance that the country's external debts remain sustainable till date, especially with regards to the increase in passport prices from 75,000 francs CFA to now 110,000 francs CFA. While applauding government's efforts in tackling the crisis in the two English-speaking regions of the country, the Senate President also wrapped up the plenary sessions at the Upper House of Parliament with the decoration of some assiduous senators and staff.
The President of the Republic recognized these services and decided to give me this medal. And I can thank him very much.
Moving down to the National Assembly, House Speaker Kavayege Jibril also laid emphasis on the fight against COVID-19, terming it a collective responsibility. Before closing the June 2021 legislative year, a total of 7 bills have also been adopted, with special plenary sessions focusing on the water and energy deficits, land reforms, and the universal health coverage, with both state authorities and the lawmakers urged to handle their responsibilities. And in recognition of their services rendered to the state, 7 lawmakers received distinctions as reward of valor.
Good chancery of our orders is now going on the good path, not expecting people to ask, but designating people and recognizing them.
It's a reward for hard work and commitment, and it gives us more motivation to do more.
On the part of the lawmakers, the 30 hectic days to legislate and effectively control government's actions have not been easy.
The control of government actions was so serious. The Minister of Water and Energy was taken into tax. The Minister of Land Tenure.
Preparation for the budget in November. I think that we have given our views, and we are hoping that when we come in November, we will be able to see some of the things.
But to others, the macroeconomic outlook debated on was quite fulfilling.
They give us the opportunity to give our own ideas of what we think the budget is supposed to be orientated.
I'm satisfied with the quality of the debate, the orientation that should take in consideration the population demands.
Meanwhile, the gross projection of 44% and priority programs were equally questioned.
So when you take the situation of the Northwest and Southwest, we are giving the credits, but projects are not executed. Why? Because of the situation we know.
You cannot announce to us that you have defined the priorities, but you present us a document with hundreds of projects. It is not realistic.
With the curtains having been drawn for the June 2021 plenary session, now it is time for parliamentary accounts in local constituencies, as Cameroonians hope that the enlarged inputs made during this session would likely influence developmental projects in the country.
And out of the country, a windstorm in the Gambia has killed at least 10 people, according to the country's national disaster agency. At least 1,500 people have also been displaced in the overnight storm that hit the country on Wednesday, also disrupting electricity, water and other services. Gambian President Adama Barrow convened an emergency meeting on Thursday, July 8, for an assessment of the damage across the country. The president has urged Good Samaritans to support in any way they can to ease the burden on affected families, while his government assesses the needed support. How Ghanaians have expressed outrage of the decision by members of parliament to approve salaries for the wives of president and vice president for the supportive role they play. They are set to receive the same amount as cabinet ministers following a 2019 recommendation by a parliamentary committee. The First Lady, according to the new decision, will receive about $3,500 a month, which is expected to be backdated to 2017. Ghanaians have argued that there is no provision in the constitution for this arrangement, with the youth wing of the largest opposition party, the National Democratic Congress, threatening to file a lawsuit at the Supreme Court to challenge the MP's decision. Now, Uganda's President Yoweri Museveni has called for the arrest of people who post pictures on social media saying he has died. The president said social media was becoming a problem and needed to be checked following rumors circulated about the president and his older son's health. The president had called for regulation of social media activities in the country. Now, thousands of Nigerians, including guests from out of the country, turned out at the auditorium of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, where a memorial service was held in honor of late Prophet C.B. Joshua, who died last June 5th. Popularly known for his philanthropic gestures and selflessness, the Prophet leaves behind family, friends, and millions of followers to mourn him. We've come to the end of the morning edition of Prime Flash on My Media Prime Television. My name is Fon Quinter. The news was compiled and produced by Ewane and Nolinga. Coming up next is In the House with Alan Summer. Stay with us.